Hello, urban and regional planning students. Welcome to the Introduction to Urban and Regional Planning, URP 4052 in the School of Public Affairs. I am going to be your professor for the summer session B. I'm Troy Salisbury. Give you a little bit about my background. I have been a planner for over 22 years. I've got experience in both the public and private sector, and I have worked in almost every area of urban planning that you can imagine, with the exception of a few areas. So if you have any question regarding this profession, please don't hesitate to ask, because me, like other urban planners, we always like to talk about what we do. Sometimes a little too much. So, but I am here if you have any questions regarding urban and regional planning, regarding the class or whatnot. So let's get started. The purpose of this quick video is really to give you an understanding what's in the syllabus and give you a quick overview of the syllabus and what's required in order to get an A in this class. So with that, we'll start with how to contact me. That's easy enough. You contact me using my email, which is mtsalisbury@usf.edu. Do not use the old method. I think everyone now has a usf.edu email address. The old one, which was mail.usf.edu, I no longer use. So if you send it there, I will not get it. So don't send it there. You can also contact me through the Canvas messaging system. Either way is fine. I'll generally respond pretty quickly. Most of the times it's instantaneous, because like all of you probably, I have my phone on me most of the time, and if I'm not in a meeting or if I'm not working on a project or whatnot, I will at least give you a quick response. Sometimes it might take a little longer, so just be patient with me, but most times I respond very, very quickly. You can also contact me through the office, but they're going to do the same thing that you would do anyway, which was send me an email. So let's not call the office. Let's just call me, and that'll shorten your time. So hopefully you'll find this course very interesting. I think it is relevant whether you live in the community, whether you want to become an urban planner, or whatever the case might be. Hopefully you'll find it very interesting, and hopefully you can use it within whatever profession you go into. So, I found this important to include in my syllabus. This is the first time I put section 2 in here. And so I'm going to be sending you an email quite often, either through the notification system through Canvas or the announcement section. And so it is going to be your responsibility to check your USF email. Everyone has phones, everyone has their email on their phones, or their iPads or their computers, so there's no reason for you not to be able to see my email. It's amazing how many people will actually tell me that 3 weeks after I send an email that they did not receive it, they did not see it, or they just checked their email and so they were not able to get the instructions that I sent them. So I'm also going to do the same with you. I will check my emails and respond to you in a timely fashion. So, and I expect you to do the same with me. So if anything is important the first week of class, it would be this, which is the first week attendance policy. USF has a policy in that they require proof of attendance during the first week of class. Well, this is an online class, so we cannot have a proof of attendance. I can't sit there and see your faces and see you raise your hand as I call your name. So, in lieu of that, you have to complete a syllabus quiz. It is ungraded. It's very quick. It's very easy. It's based on this syllabus that we're going over now. And you have to complete that by Friday, July 2nd at noon. Okay, that is 12 p.m. noon. Sun bright in the sky, not midnight. Okay, and that is basically to acknowledge your intent to that you're ready to go in the course, you're ready to participate, and you're ready to continue along with the course. Now, if you have not completed the quiz by that deadline, I am so sorry that you didn't, because you will be dropped from the course. That is USF policy. And And once you're dropped from the course, you will not be able to re-enroll in the course. There are a lot of people who are on the waiting list on many courses throughout the summer semester, and this course is no different. So make sure that you complete the syllabus quiz by the noon deadline on that Friday. Do it sooner. Do it sooner. So with that, I want to welcome you to the introduction to urban and regional planning. What you're going to find is probably this course will be a little different than you anticipate, and that is that we will be not only will we be talking about some of the problems that communities face, talking about policies and regulatory bodies, but we're also going to be focusing primarily on the sustainability of communities, the resiliency of communities, and how a planner should really focus on those areas. And we're going to focus on creating those cohesive, effective, efficient, and equitable communities, with as little impact to the natural environment as possible. So during the course, we're going to go over all of those things. We're going to incorporate some comprehensive planning, which is a future land use type of planning, and we're going to focus on a lot of the areas of the United Nations General Assembly's efforts to really promote sustainable communities. And that really should be the planner's ultimate goal. That is one of the reasons why I focus on this area. If you want any additional information, if you haven't already taken my 40/50 class, then I would recommend that you take that. That's on city planning and community development. And in that class, I focus on a lot of other areas of planning, and we actually go through the separate sections of planning and all those areas that planners really need to look at, and how to create a staff report based on analysis of projects. So the overview of the course. By the end of this course, I want everyone to be able to answer one simple question, and that is, how can we create livable, sustainable, and socially equitable communities for everyone? Okay, that is really sustainability in a nutshell. It's really what a planner's focus should be, and really that's what our focus is going to be. We're going to look at defining sustainability and understanding those challenges that planners face in trying to create sustainable communities, and we're going to look at a lot of different things throughout, with the planning in mind. So we're going to look at and review and understand sustainability and resiliency with planning in mind, and you can go ahead and read through the course objectives and understand what we're trying to succeed with. So how to be successful. This is really one of those areas where I shouldn't need to include, but I am going to anyway, and that is to make the course a priority. Do not wait until the last minute, because if you do, then you're going to fall way behind. This is a very, very quick course. Very quick course. I didn't choose the section. They gave it to me, and because I wouldn't have, I think you need a little bit more time, but we're given what we're given. And so we have 6 weeks to go through the entire book and to talk about all of the areas of sustainability and urban planning. And so you need to keep up and make sure that you work on the assignments, work on and read the books at least a little each day, and don't wait until the last minute. So, and then bottom line is make sure that you don't procrastinate, because if you procrastinate, you're not going to do well. All right, so there's some different tools or one tool in particular that I will give you, and that is the Quick Start class. I've started doing this as of a couple semesters ago when we started going into COVID, and I offer a live class session every Tuesday at 6 p.m. until roughly 7 p.m. or till we conclude. And really, this online class will give you an opportunity to ask me any questions that you might have based on the chapters. It also gives me an opportunity to give you a head start on what is important in the chapters. So I will go over, using a PowerPoint presentation, the areas that are important to me, the things that I think are key points or concepts that you need to understand, and some of those things that will definitely be on the quizzes, which we'll talk about shortly. So these quick start classes are optional. They are not required. This is an online class. I cannot require you to attend any type of in-person or live session, but I will strongly encourage you to attend if you can, because there is a good correlation, an easy correlation to make between the people who pass the class and the people who attend the live sessions or watch the recordings that I create after that session is over if you cannot attend the live session. So just keep that in mind. Our first QSC is going to be on June 29th, the first week in class at 6 p.m. So put that in your calendar. The link to the Teams meeting will be in the Canvas for each one of the weeks. We're going to be using one book, and that is Sustainability Principles and Practices. That's the second edition book by Margaret Robertson, and she has a first edition. I would recommend you get the second edition if you can. The first edition has some, and second edition she had some changes to it. Actually, she took out a section in one of the chapters, and so I can't promise you that everything is in both of those books. So get the second edition if you can. I'll also give you some newspaper articles, magazine articles perhaps throughout, and some additional videos will be in the Canvas, on Canvas as well. Make sure to watch those because some of the questions for the quizzes will be based on those videos or any of the assigned readings that I give you. All right, so one thing about the readings, which is very important, it is very good practice to read the study guides, which I include in Canvas. I pretty detailed on the study guides. Read through the study guides, print them out, and then do the readings. Take notes based on what the study guide shows, because based on that, those really gives you an idea of what I think is very important in the chapters. So I think that's really the best way to do it. You can do it any way you want, but that's my recommendation. And then, of course, the basic grading, that's pretty much throughout the school with some exceptions. You've seen that before. Grades are final, and I don't round up. Just an FYI. All right, so make sure that you read. There's a lot of reading in this course. Again, you're going to have roughly 2 chapters a week to read, and so it is a lot of reading. It's fairly easy reading. Most of the chapters. There are a few chapters that are a little bit complex, but I don't want you to focus on the complexity of those chapters. And again, I'll go through some of those during the PowerPoint presentations that we do at during the QSC. All right, so the way you make an A, we have first off quizzes. I do not have, this is the first semester that I'm doing this, I don't have discussion posts because we have 55 students in this course, and 55 discussion posts every week is going to be really challenging for both you and me because you've got a lot of reading to do, and I would have a lot of grading to do. I have enough grading as it is to do. So we're going to just focus on quizzes. You will have 5. I wrote 6 and then put 5. That is incorrect. 5 short time quizzes. They're going to be 25 questions apiece, multiple choice, and they're going to be based on the lectures, based on the readings, based on the videos that I have in the modules, and all of those will be in the modules themselves. So you can only take the quiz once, and I do not accept late quizzes. Okay, no late quizzes are accepted. And then you have a midterm exam. That's I didn't used to have a midterm except for the past 2 semesters. We now are required to give midterm exams for 4,000 level classes. So there is a 50-question midterm exam, and that is going to be due Saturday, July 24th at 11:59 seconds. That's midnight, right before midnight. And then you're going to have a public participation assignment that is due. What that means is, urban planners always have to participate in the, always have to provide information to the public. We have a sunshine law in Florida, which means that everything is open to the public. We have to have provide that information to the public and present it to the Board of County Commissioners or the city commissioners or whoever we're working for, the elected officials. We have to provide the information to them with our recommendations. So for this assignment, what you're going to be required to do, either watch or now these sessions are live and in person. You can watch a live public meeting, a land use meeting, uh, anywhere. It can be Hillsborough County, it can be the city of Tampa, it can be anywhere where you're located, Orlando or Jacksonville or even out of the state. Um, so you can watch it either live or pre-recorded, and you're going to write a 2 to 3 page paper based on that meeting. Okay, so that paper is going to be a synopsis of the meeting. What are your thoughts? How many people were there? What was it a was there were there a lot of things on the agenda? But then you're going to focus on at least one urban planning project that is listed on the agenda. Okay, so you're going to reference the meeting in your on your paper in the paper, and you're also going to reference the government website and the meeting agenda. That can be a link. You can include a link to that, and then you're going to talk about that project that you're going to be writing about. That information you'll have more information on Canvas where I'll break down what exactly needs to be in the paper. That is also due on July 24th. So, because your midterm is on that same day, do not wait until the last minute to complete this public participation assignment because you're going to be trying to find one and you're going to want to call me or email me and say I can't find a meeting, please help, and at that point it is way too late. So don't wait until the last minute. And then finally, you're going to have a final exam. And that is 20% of your grade as well. And you will have a timed 50 question exam that's going to be based on the final, all of the chapters. And it's essentially, it's going to be on the second half of the course. So it won't be from the beginning to end, but it will be the second half of the course. Course policies on late makeup work, it's essentially the same as it is throughout the entire USF system. And then that is death and illness of you, or any participation in a university-sponsored activity where you cannot access the course for more than 1 week. Okay, that doesn't mean a day. So if you have a sponsored activity for 1 day during the week, that doesn't count. Okay, it has to be a full week. Generally, that doesn't apply for online courses, but you never know. All right, so makeup assignments again has to be documented. That's just to cover my base and yours. And then grades of incomplete. That's standard throughout USF. If there is an excusable reason for you to, where you cannot complete the semester and you have completed the majority of this semester, an emergency has arisen, then there is a way we can give you an eye, and then you have to complete the course shortly after the semester ends, and I'll work with you on that. It generally doesn't apply to online courses. However, there have been certain times when people who are with the National Guard have to go in training or whatnot, and they can't finish based on those type of things. And then we have COVID-19 procedures. Again, this is online, but they make us put this into the syllabus. Basically, if you're on campus, just make sure that you follow the measures that the school sets out, and those are changing. That probably has changed since I've included that in the syllabus. So just make sure you follow procedures. And then you have some other policies. I'll let you read those. We don't have discussion posts in here, but these are always good to know. Just make sure, and this is good to know for any of your other classes. Make sure that you act professionally. If you email students, if you do post something onto Canvas in any of the question discussion posts, sometimes I include those for question answers. Then just be respectful of your fellow student. And then email, and again, discussion boards. We're not going to have the discussion boards unless I include question boards on there. But make sure that in emails that you have that you clearly send to me what you're asking. and make sure that it's in the subject line. So, and then finally, down here, your Canvas technical support information. If you're having problems, I can't necessarily help you. You can certainly ask me. I'll do what I can, but I'm going to direct you to Canvas technical support. And then one of the final things is if you're taking courses on campus, utilize the University Writing Center. You guys pay for this thing, and it is the greatest resource of all. I used it when I was an undergrad. I used it when I was in the master's program. I used it when I attended USF throughout my time at USF, and it is fantastic. You have to not procrastinate, but they will review papers for you ahead of time, and they will edit it, and they will tell you if something doesn't make sense, and then they will send it back to you so for you to make those corrections before you turn it in. It is fantastic, so I would recommend it. Okay, finally, on our final page, I would recommend that you print this page. It's very, very important. These are all of the due dates and times that you need to follow. Okay, so we're going to go week 1, chapter 1 and 2, and the quiz for 1 and 2. Week 2, 3 and 4. Week 5, or week 3 rather, 5 and 6. And then you can see the trend here. So finally, we have the final week, week 6, the last day of class being the 6th of August. Okay, so print this out, put it on your computer screen, put it up on your wall, whatever the case is, just keep that there. That'll help you to not procrastinate. So with that, I hope that helps you out to get you started. If it doesn't, feel free to email me, contact me through Canvas or whatever the case is, and I will be glad to help you out. So hopefully you'll be able to get something out of this course. Hopefully you'll find it educational. Hopefully you'll find it useful living just in your communities themselves, because I can guarantee you after you take this course and after you take if you take the 40/50 course, you will know a lot more about your communities than your neighbors do, which is definitely a great thing. So with that, I hope you have a successful semester, and I will look forward to seeing you during one of the quick start classes.